Right now, severe weather possible for southern Wisconsin these next 2 days with alert days in the forecast. Plus, McFarland schools face a $2.5 million budget shortfall. How leaders are proposing to address it with limited impact on students. And the 4 candidates for Dane County Executive pitch their vision to voters with the August election just 15 days away. It's all ahead on News 3 now at 10. It is not summer in the Midwest without the threat of severe weather, and that is what the First Warn Weather Team is tracking for later this week around parts of southern Wisconsin. Alert days in the First Warn forecast both tomorrow and also on Wednesday. Meteorologist Jacob Madison out on the weather patio tonight tracking what we all need to know. Jacob?
Yeah, we do have the chance of that severe weather, as you mentioned, but it mostly is going to occur kind of during one time period. What I mean is that we're not expected to see rain throughout the entire day. Once it comes, it likely will clear out of our area, at least for the day. But then we'll see another round the next day. As we mentioned, it is for Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, looking at the current radar, we are seeing mostly dry conditions right now, and we are expected to remain dry throughout the rest of the night. Maybe a very isolated shower or storm, but otherwise, we're not going to see the rainfall return until the afternoon tomorrow. Now, temperatures tonight will drop only into the upper 60s, so it's going to be a fairly mild night. Feels a little muggy out here, but overall still fairly comfortable. Could see some fog late, but then tomorrow afternoon, we're going to see some alert days for tomorrow and Wednesday. We're not just going to see severe weather, we're also going to see some pretty hot temperatures, especially on Wednesday, which may make things a bit uncomfortable even when it is not raining. So looking at the severe weather outlook for Tuesday, marginal risk for everyone, slight risk in the far southwestern portion of the state, and a slight risk for much of Iowa. But the marginal risk for our area does include a small chance of some isolated tornadoes, and that's going to continue for Wednesday as well. I'll talk more in detail about the timing of the rainfall coming up a bit later.
Jacob, thank you. Brand new at 10. Dane County voters heard from the 4 candidates on the ballot running to replace Joe Parisi as county executive. State Senator Melissa Agard, Madison Alder Regina Vitiver, Director of the Tamara Grigsby Office of Equity and Inclusion Wes Sparkman, and RCC Sexual Violence Resource Center Director Dana Pelabon. Those are the 4 candidates Dane County voters will find on their ballots. The League of Women Voters and the UW-Madison Center for Communication and Civic Renewal co-sponsored a forum with the 4 candidates tonight at Madison's Sequoia Library.
I am excited to be running to be your next county executive, and with your trust and your vote, I know that we can continue to build a county where everyone can thrive and prosper.
As your next county executive, I pledge to bring my collaborative, effective, data-driven leadership skills to make sure Dane County is a place where everyone can thrive.
I'm running to be your next Dane County executive. My vision for Dane County is to see a county where everyone has an opportunity to grow and thrive.
I have been on so many boards and so many committees. I could spend the next hour and a half going through them. But what's most important to know is that I have been here in the community doing the work of the community, with the community, by the community.
Joe Parisi retired back in May after serving as county exec for 13 years. Jamie Kuhn has been serving as interim county executive ever since. With lack of support from the state, school districts like McFarland are forced to go to taxpayers to cover their budgets. But in April, residents there voted down an operational referendum for the next 5 years by a 60-40 margin. Now, our Armand Rahman explains how the district is planning for the future.
School district leaders say they've been spending the summer working with the community to see how best to address a $2.5 million budget gap with the least impact to students' education.
How the funds would be used, how they would help the district.
Those are questions Superintendent Aaron Tarnitzer says residents asked during the second of 2 referendum engagement meetings Sunday evening.
There is a sense of urgency. The district would really like to have a stable budget that we know we can depend on.
This past school year, without the April referendum, the district had to make $1.2 million in budget cuts, not filling many teacher and staff positions. Without a referendum in November, the district would have to increase class sizes and potentially cut more staff.
The $2.5 million deficit that we are facing, that is the equivalent of 23 positions covering their salary and benefits.
The district came up with 3 referendum options for November. Option 1 would see taxes go up about $1,500 over 4 years for a property valued at $400,000. It would require an additional $1.6 million in district budget cuts and no increase to salaries. Option 2 would see taxes go up about $1,600 over 4 years, but with no more cuts and no salary increase. Option 3 would see property taxes go up just short of $1,800 over 4 years, with no budget cuts for the district and allowing them to raise starting salaries to about $47,000.
I think all three of these proposals are losers.
The referendum seemed to just come out of the blue.
District leaders say they understand inflation caused many to vote no in April.
We really are asking with gravitas because the situation has the potential to change drastically overnight.
The school board has to decide if they want to put a referendum on the November ballots by the end of August. Reporting in McFarland, Arman Rahman, News 3 Now.
A $500 million referendum is set to appear on Madison ballots in the November election. The Madison Metropolitan School District asking for that money to repair, even rebuild several schools in the district. There are 5 buildings the district has identified as needing to be rebuilt entirely. Each of the 5 costing about $90 million. The buildings received poor reports in a 2023 facilities assessment indicating the schools are reaching the end of their life expectancy. Each of the facilities are middle schools: Cherokee Heights, Senate, Blackhawk, Toki, and Sherman. The rebuilds would tackle infrastructure needs. Most of the schools on the list lack air conditioning and use outdated heating and electrical systems. If voters approve the referendum, the average homeowner would see a $1,300 increase on their property tax bill by the year 2028. That's according to the school district. Starting tomorrow, early in-person absentee voting with the August election 2 weeks out from tomorrow. You can vote at many of the public libraries across town tomorrow through the Sunday before Election Day. If you're not registered to vote, you can do that too at an absentee voting location. Just know there is no voter registration the Saturday, Sunday, and Monday before Election Day. However, you can still register the day of the election right there at the polls. We've compiled what you need to know online. Just look for this story at our website, channel3000.com. Madison police are hoping you can help identify a suspect in a sexual assault case from over the weekend on the city's east side. See if you recognize this man. Authorities say he assaulted someone along the bike path near Carpenter Street shortly before 10:15 Saturday morning. He was last spotted riding an electric skateboard on the path in the area of Shopco Drive at Aberg. Anyone with information on who this person is asked to call Madison Area Crime Check. The number there, Crime Stopper, 608-266-6014. Fire officials in Janesville say a house fire last night left more than $100,000 in damage. It happened at a home on Doe Court, where crews found smoke coming from the eaves and roof of the home. Firefighters were able to knock the fire down. Fortunately, no one was hurt. The damage was mostly contained to the garage. Former President Donald Trump has agreed to a victim interview in the FBI's investigation into this month's attempted assassination. Kevin Rojek, the special agent in charge of the agency's Pittsburgh field office, commented on the development on a conference call with reporters today.
We have contacted former President Trump, and he has agreed to participate in a victim interview. As part of our investigation, we examined over 2,100 tips from the public through our digital media tip line, including images, videos, documents, and audio recordings.
Victim interviews are a voluntary, routine part of criminal investigations, and Rojek said the FBI investigators want to get Donald Trump's perspective on what he saw, just like any other witness to the crime. You may have noticed digital billboards popping up around the Madison area ahead of the election, one showing former Trump voters now pledging their support to Vice President Kamala Harris. 66-year-old Glarus is on the face of the Wisconsin billboards, which reads, quote, "I'm a former Trump voter, I'm conservative, I'm voting for Harris." The billboards are part of a campaign sponsored by the Republican Voters Against Trump. Similar billboards have gone up in other key swing states, including Michigan and Pennsylvania.
Now, I have voted Republican, especially in local elections before. I am a fiscal conservative. I wish government would be careful with the money they get. I'm for strong defense, but Trump turned out to be a disappointment.
Now, in total, the campaign features 76 billboards across Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. It includes a 60-second ad that will run on streaming platforms and YouTube, aiming to convince key center-right swing voters that former President Trump is unfit for office. President Joe Biden unveiling a proposal for major reform to the U.S. Supreme Court, including a code of ethics and term limits. Skylar Henry shares what else the reform could include.
President Biden spoke at the Lyndon B. Johnson Library in Austin, Texas on Monday about major changes he's proposing for the U.S. Supreme Court.
I'm calling for a constitutional amendment called No One is Above the Law Amendment. We're a nation of laws, not kings and dictators.
Biden cited recent Supreme Court rulings he called extreme, including the overturning of Roe v. Wade and a decision granting partial criminal immunity to ex-presidents.
The court's being used to weaponize an extreme and unchecked agenda.
Among the core components of the president's ideas are an enforceable code of ethics. The 9 justices would be required to disclose all major gifts and travel.
We need a mandatory code of ethics for the Supreme Court, and we need it now.
And Biden's Supreme Court plan includes 18-year term limits for justices. If adopted, the sitting president would nominate a new justice every 2 years as older justices time out.
For him to get to the point where he thinks that the Constitution has to be amended to constrain the Supreme Court is a big deal.
The ideas would need congressional approval, a very tall order with a narrowly divided Senate and a Republican-controlled House.
President Biden and his leftist allies don't like the current composition of the court, so they want to shred the Constitution to change it.
Speaker Mike Johnson called the proposal dead on arrival. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Washington.
And more local stories still ahead on News 3 now at 10. A Wisconsin community getting some help maintaining its water system. How new Glarus will utilize a new loan program. Stay with us.
Your child's confidence stems from learning and seeing clearly. At Shopko Optical, our professional team will help your child start their journey of confidence by providing quality eye care in a warm and comfortable environment. Schedule their back-to-school exam at shopko.com.
Your heart is failing. 4 words no one ever wants to hear. I'm Mike, and this is my team at Northwestern Medicine. Blood clots in my lungs were causing my heart to fail.
Top 10 in the nation for heart and vascular surgery. Only Northwestern Medicine had the solution to save Mike. Using a breakthrough treatment that reached the remote clots deep in the lungs that surgery couldn't, tiny balloons were used to gently open the delicate vessels, restoring blood flow. Not long ago, there was no solution. But it's advancements like these that make Northwestern Medicine a destination for second opinions. Northwestern Medicine in Chicago is a leading destination for heart and vascular care. If you've been diagnosed with a complex heart or vascular condition, no matter where you live, a second opinion from Northwestern Medicine may be for you. Northwestern Medicine. What makes us better makes you better.
Chevy lets you begin every day fully charged, so you can go farther. And so can your money. Tow with confidence. Plus, stay connected with available OnStar technology. For summer adventures, Chevy's got you. Get 1.9% financing on this 2024 Silverado when you finance with GM Financial. Or get $5,750 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
Wow, Wayne, that is a beautiful window.
It sure is, Jeff. It really tackles energy efficiency.
Sure has a nice slide.
It's one of the best screenplays I've ever seen.
They're so easy to close. I'd say it's a grand slam.
If you guys keep making those dad jokes, you're gonna be a real pain in my neck.
Oh, that's a good one. Did you hear about this one, Five?
Get as low as $18 per window and $81 per patio door per month.
Visit PellaWI.com today.
Everyone's vision needs are unique. At Shopko Optical, our caring team of professionals will work with you to ensure your vision is at its best. Shopko Optical can help you experience every detail, color, and breathtaking sight in clarity.
It wouldn't be April Fool's Day without Joe McHale.
Guys, do you know why I give Jennifer those flowers?
Why?
We're getting married.
Plus, I fooled some super fans.
Hi, Brandon and Cody.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3.
Well, UW Health and Epic are releasing a report outlining recommendations for rolling out and regulating artificial intelligence in healthcare. Recommendations in the report include ensuring AI healthcare access regardless of patient location, clear guardrails around AI definitions, and balance between innovation and safety. UW Health Chief Information and Digital Officer Chero Goswami says that transparency and protecting the patient are some of the most important takeaways from this summit.
While we look to continue to leverage the benefits of the technology, we will do so with a sense of responsibility, a sense of ethics, and a balance to equity, and not shortchange to reduce the empathy factor of healthcare that we are all signed up to do with technology.
Goswami asks everyone to keep an open mind when looking into these reports, because if they wait for things to be perfect, they'll fall behind with patient access issues and workforce shortage issues. Well, one small Wisconsin community is getting a big boost to help maintain its water. New Glarus is receiving a USDA loan of more than $2 million. Our Elia Liberte shows us how it could impact residents there.
Conversations around getting this money to the community have been in the works for about 10 to 15 years. One local business owner I talked to today says she's excited it's here.
I have lived in New Glarus for, since 1976.
Brenda Sigenthaler owns 3 stores in the village of New Glarus, one of which is a flower shop.
One of the first things we do is turn on the water, and we're watering plants, we're washing windows.
She uses water to run her businesses every day.
Well, I've watched our community grow in all areas, not only just water, but our needs, our housing, all our needs are growing.
Needs that are starting to be met. Now the village is receiving a loan of $2.3 million from the USDA Rural Development. The goal of the loan program is to increase water quality and capacity.
So what this money is going to do is put in a second reservoir for the village so that they're able to meet their current water needs as well as to expand in the future.
The new water storage tank will add 300,000 gallons to the village's capacity. USDA Rural Development is working with New Glarus to make it happen.
It's unique to each water project, so it's not a cookie cutter. We really look at and we listen to and work with the people in the community.
And for business owners like Brenda,
getting this kind of help is huge.
She says this project is an investment with a payoff that will last years.
I just love to see all the improvements that are happening in New Glarus, and it's just really exciting to me.
The goal is to break ground on this project by the end of the year. Reporting in New Glarus, Elia Liberte, News 3 Now.
Well, the project will also add upgrades to existing utility communication and data systems in the village. Well, time now for a look at your first warn forecast. Let's go to meteorologist Jacob Madison. Jacob?
Thanks, Eric. Here's a look at the 3 things you need to know. We are going to see some fog late tonight and also for tomorrow night into Wednesday morning. Now, the bigger story is the chance of severe weather over the next couple of days, and temperatures will also remain warm and humid really for the rest of the week, but not quite as humid towards the weekend, but still pretty warm. Current radar is pretty much completely dry, but we are going to see some isolated showers and storms that could be severe tomorrow. Our entire area does have a marginal risk of severe weather, but there will be parts of the area that not only won't see severe weather, but may miss out on the rain altogether. Slight risk for the far southwestern portion of the state and also to the southwest of that across much of Iowa. And for Wednesday, we also have a marginal risk for severe weather. And both days, there is a small chance of an isolated tornado risk. So as we look at the alert day information, it is the possibility of severe weather, but also some warm temperatures. And this is going to be for all of southern Wisconsin Tuesday and Wednesday. Although for both days, we likely aren't going to see rain throughout the entire day. Although it could be heavy at times, we are going to see dry periods throughout both days. For most of the day, actually. So looking at the Futurecast radar, as I mentioned, some fog tomorrow morning. Visibility could drop down to as low as about a mile. So nothing too extreme, but still going to see some foggy conditions at times. But as we get into the afternoon Tuesday, we're going to see some showers and storms in the southwestern portion of our area. But the best chance of rain will be a little bit later in the day. So as we take a look at the forecast, this is Wednesday afternoon. We are going to see a round of some showers and storms moving to our area from the west. Best chance of the storms Wednesday will be during the overnight hours, as this line of storms could produce some very strong winds, maybe an isolated tornado, but the isolated tornado risk will mostly be for Tuesday afternoon. But heavy rain is expected Wednesday night into Tuesday. And then as it clears out Tuesday morning, we could see an additional round of showers and storms in the afternoon Thursday. Still a bit unclear if this round will be severe, but we don't have an alert date in the forecast for that day, but still going to see some thunderstorm chances to end the work week. Now, as far as temperatures, as I talked about, they are going to remain pretty warm and humid. Heat index values on Tuesday not going to be too bad, especially for those areas in the southwestern portion of the state that see the storms early. That might cool things off pretty quickly. But Wednesday, as I mentioned, the rain will be overnight, so that's not really going to cool things off for the afternoon. And in the southwestern portion of the state, we could be talking about heat index values in the triple digits. Now, not as bad in the northeastern portion of the state, but still going to see some pretty warm heat index values. So if you do spend time outside, try not to spend long periods of time outdoors, especially in the southwestern portion of the state. So looking at the full 7 to 10 day forecast, high temperatures will be in the upper 80s, but the humidity values will cause the heat index values to be in the middle 90s. And as we head towards the weekend, it's still going to be warm, but not as humid, with the storm chances continuing for next week.
And coming up in sports, Pat Murphy's club put the hurt on the Braves in their series opener. The game-winning hit plus the new arm they added. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
At Gruber Law Offices, you pay us nothing until we win your case. It costs you nothing up front to get the results and compensation you deserve. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Joe Biden put Kamala Harris in charge of the border.
We have a secure border.
On Kamala's watch, illegal border crossings hit record highs. Criminal illegal aliens are murdering Americans. Cartels are poisoning kids. And illegals are receiving taxpayer benefits and putting more burdens on hardworking taxpayers.
We have a secure border.
Kamala Harris is dishonest and dangerous. Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
For a getaway that gets you to all the things you love, there's only one place to go. It's Missouri, where there's something for every traveler. Whether you're the outdoor type, the sit back and relax type, or the get up and go type, you're the Missouri type. So I have just one question. What's your MO? Find yours at visitmo.com.
Get 20% off during Hy-Vee's Frozen Food Sack Sale. One day only, this Tuesday. That's right, get 20% off all frozen food you can fit in a sack. Get 20% off frozen meals, 20% off frozen pizzas, 20% off frozen breakfast, 20% off frozen treats. Get 20% off all frozen food you can fit in a sack. Don't miss the Frozen Food Sack Sale. One day only, this Tuesday. Only at Hy-Vee.
I'm so happy I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
This summer, feel confident from head to toe with Sono Bello Permanent Fat Removal and get summer body ready in just one visit.
I saw the results immediately. It's the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
My waist is tiny. I'm very, very happy.
I'm nearly 50, y'all, and my abs haven't been this flat since before I had kids.
For a limited time, take advantage of Sono Bello's biggest sale of the year. Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It will change your life. It did for me.
I can't wait till the summertime hit. Hot Mom Summer, here I come.
Call 1-800-905-6520 now or go to sonobello.com to claim special pricing.
I thought with everything going on, we could all use a little smile break. So this one is on Gruber Law Offices. You're welcome.
It's
critical, and it's important for us to get this thing off on the right foot, get started, get rolling. We're a lot further along, but boy, the 33 days is going to be really, really important for us.
Last year at this time, the hype surrounding Wisconsin football was huge. The talk was about championships. But after a 7-win season, the noise around the program is a little different. As Andrew Banster found out at Media Day, though, the Badgers are planning to build in 2024.
Last year for Wisconsin, everything was brand new. I'm talking coaches, I'm talking playbook, you name it. But now the foundation has been set, and heading into the second year of the Luke Fickell era, the Badgers are ready to build.
It just feels like last year, me and Roosh were obviously the older ones in the group, and, it felt like we were just as lost as Tuck and JT and all the freshmen and stuff, and it was just like, it was tough because we didn't truly have anybody to kind of look to for answers.
We feel really good, kind of first year with a new coaching staff, it's hard really to get everybody acclimated and for everybody to adapt. You got some guys that aren't all the way in, all the way invested, but I think now with the team, we all have that same goal and the more focused mindset I've seen throughout the team this offseason.
The difference is, though, we have so many people now, so many players in these rooms that know everything. And so the learning curve this year for the new guys is not what it was last year. We still had coaches learning. I didn't know the restroom was until April, you know what I mean? So it was just everybody, and I had not worked with Fick on a day-to-day basis.
I think the difference is the confidence within the team, the confidence within the program, and you got a lot of guys, truly trusting themselves, believing in themselves, believing in the team where, we can go out and put the best product on the field on Saturday.
The Badgers packed their bags and headed south for Platteville as fall camp kicks off on Tuesday, something players told me they can't wait to get started. At Camp Randall Stadium, Andrew Banster, News 3 Sports.
The MLB trade deadline is tomorrow, and Pat Murphy's club was making moves today, adding an arm to his pitching staff, and it's a good one. The Brewers are getting Frankie Montas from the Reds. Willie Adames had some thoughts on the trade. I think he liked it. Down 2-1 in the 6th, and Adames sends a 3-run jack way back. Brewers get the win, 8-3 the final. And after day 3 of the Olympic Games, here's a look at the medal count for the U.S. The Americans lead the way with 20 total medals, 3 gold, 8 silver, and 9 bronze. We're back after this.
My parents were both teachers, so I know it's high time we give teachers a raise. I'm Katrina Shankland, and I know we need to fairly fund our public schools and stop over-relying on property taxes. I approve this message because we need to get this done in Congress.
These were my great-grandpappy's glasses. And now they're yours, son.
Why can't I just get my own?
What? No, these have at least a few hundred years left in them.
I think the kid needs his own. Get 2 pairs of glasses and a free eye exam for $79, all same day.
Yeah, I want my own.
Stanton Optical. Easy's our thing.
Are you ready to make junk disappear?
I am so looking forward to this.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
The Sun Prairie Sweet Corn Festival runs August 14th through the 18th. The famous 80 tons of steamed corn, rolled in butter and lightly salted, is served Saturday and Sunday only. Visit sunprairiecornfest.com for complete details and hotel discounts.
Painting projects are made easy with an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Get long-lasting color with Pittsburgh's Grand Distinction exterior paint. It's highly dirt-resistant and provides a mildew-resistant coating. A gallon of flat is $41.79 after rebate. Improve your home's curb appeal with Paramount exterior paint. It's a paint and primer in one with UV protection and exceptional adhesion to resist cracking and peeling. Pick up a gallon starting at $52.49 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Drive into summer with a new Honda. Heading out for a day at the beach or a weekend in the mountains. Make an impression with the unmistakable style of the HR-V or turn heads in the sporty Civic. And when you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. So act now to get an offer you'll love. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into the Honda Summer Event.
Are you searching for a fresh career? Then join the team at Chalk D Building Systems.
We're expanding, now with 2 Sun Prairie locations, and we're looking for individuals to join our team as assemblers, material handlers, order pickers, and machine operators. Chalk T Building Systems competitive pay starts at $22 per hour plus comprehensive benefits. 3 shifts are available with overtime potential, and you'll become part of our 100% employee-owned team. Make your next career move on the careers page at chalkt.com.
Would you hire a barber who's never cut hair before? So why send someone to Congress who's never held public office and never passed a single bill? I'm Katrina Shinkland. I approve this message because we need an experienced congresswoman. Right, Jed?
Chris Stanford, News 3 Now This Morning. Moving forward.
The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, nominated for 5 Emmys, including Outstanding Talk Series. Weeknights on CBS.
Well, before we go, it was a monumental weekend for Jacob Madison. You have some news to share with us, right?
Yeah, if you looked closely during the weather segments, you may notice something on my finger. I did get
Something was shiny.
I got married last weekend. This past Saturday. We do have some photos to show.
There you go.
That is my beautiful wife, Emily. We've been together since 2016. Now,
wow.
We've been ready to get married for a while, obviously, but this was, the right time. She goes to law school here in Madison. Obviously, I work here, and we finally are able to live together, and so this was the perfect time. But yeah, long time coming. Actually, both of our siblings have already been married, and we were together before they even met their significant others. So they're both our siblings are older than us. So yeah, it was time, and everything went very well.
8 years. See, that's old enough.
I was saying later down the road, like years from now, we can say, fun fact, we started dating during Obama's presidency, right at the very end. So yeah.
And the planning is done. Now it's time to have fun.
And
next week is the honeymoon.
I saw Canalti in there.
Yeah.
You had the whole weather team at the party, right?
Yeah, Gary and Alex were able to make it, and they loved the wedding. Alex said it was one of the best weddings he's been to.
Yeah, and alert days are in the forecast for the honeymoon right now, right?
We'll be off in Scotland, but that's not until next week. So still gotta get through these days in Wisconsin here. But yeah, alert days for tomorrow and Wednesday. It's also gonna be pretty warm and humid. Severe weather risk, especially Tuesday afternoon and Wednesday night. But as I mentioned, we likely are not going to see rain all day. We'll see dry periods at times.
Well, congrats, Jacob, on a great weekend, and enjoy the honeymoon next week. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10, folks. Have a great day.